in front of us generates some terrain which is absolutely the most crazy, super duper awesome, mind boggling, mind blowing, ginormous. So recently I've been playing some Bedrock Edition. I mean, not seriously, but not like the survival part of Minecraft, but I've been just exploring some new worlds. I've just been creating a few worlds and just exploring them in creative. And you know why? Because Mojang added the new mountains biome inside of Bedrock Edition, and it is not in Java Edition, which is really sad. Really, really sad. Anyways, we do have these kinds of mountains in Bedrock Edition, and I really am fascinated by the look of these mountains. Mojang have really done some good work upon improving the new mountains. Now we have already seen some of the cave features in Java Edition, but what Mojang introduced in Bedrock Edition was the cliffs, actually not the caves. And now we actually have the caves in Bedrock Edition as well. But anyways, we are talking about the mountains biome. I mean, the reason I'm fascinated with these kinds of mountains is because I really don't like the older mountains biome. I mean, look at that. There are some of the older mountains behind me. What do you see in them? I mean, there's just big cliffs. These mountains just don't look natural because there's cliffs, there's giant overhangs, there's all sorts of things that happen in these mountains biomes which really don't happen in real life, and that's why these mountains don't really look natural, and that's a big no-no for me. I don't like mountains that are not natural, and that's why the new mountains biome has been really fascinating me, because these mountains really do look quite nice. Okay, so I've actually found a very interesting seed for this version, and we are in actually Minecraft beta version, which is 1.17.0.52. That's a pretty long number for a beta version. Yep, these Bedrock betas are like this. Anyways, I'm doing a seed showcase today because this seed has some of the most insane, mind-boggling terrain in this world, and for that you need to stay tuned because that's going to be shown in a later part of the video. But anyways, the seed is on the top of the screen, which you can see up there. I mean, if you are too lazy to just zoom and look up there, the seed will just be appearing right in front of the screen now. And if you are still too lazy to see it and just write it down in your world, then there's a seed in the description. The number of the seed is down in the description. But if you're still lazy to copy that number and add it into your world, then I just don't know. You should go and wash your face. You will feel energized after that. Anyways, one thing you should never be lazy to do, and that is to click the subscribe button, which is red right now if you are watching this and if you are not subscribed. We just reached 100 subscribers, and I really appreciate reaching 100 subscribers, but let's aim for 1000 now. Yes, let's add another 0. So go click that red subscribe button, unless you're gonna miss some awesome content from Plutonium Plays. So since this world creates some new features, you actually need to change some settings before you can actually create this world. Now, since I've actually already created this world seed, which I was already recording in, you can actually see that we have this edit world tab here written, but this should actually be a create world tab and not an edit world tab. So anyways, you can see in the right half of this, not this play beta and all of this stuff, you can look towards the right. You can see that there's this world name, default game mode, and all of that stuff, which we don't need to change right now. You just need to add in the seed, because if you were to explore your world in survival, you just need to keep this in survival and you can just move ahead. Anyways, you need to check that the world type is infinite, the seed is right here, and then you need to go down all the way to the experiment section here, and you can see that there's lots of options which you can toggle about, and this here is the caves and cliffs checkbox, which you need to actually click so that it is activated, which will actually enable all of the mountains biome features and the cave features inside your game. If this is not ticked, then you basically will not have any of those mountains biome, and this is basically pointless. This seed would basically become pointless otherwise. So you need to check this thing, otherwise you're not going to see the awesome terrain that is going to come ahead. And if you have checked this, then you're pretty much good to go. Enjoy your seed. Anyways, moving on to the seed showcase. So this is exactly where we spawn. So you can see we are spawning in quite a mixture of biomes, which here you can see is, first of all, we have a dark forest, which is not really interesting, but what you can see is we have a bunch of rare biomes around us. You can see there's a flower forest, which is decently rare, and there's also a sunflower plain, also I guess decently rare. The flower forest is one of the rarest biomes, as I know, maybe. But here you can also see that we have a birch forest. No, not any birch forest. It's a tall birch forest. You can see that this biome has tall birch trees, and this is right next to spawn. These biomes are extremely rare, and this is a very lucky seed, in fact, to find one of these right next to spawn. And we have so many of these biomes right next to each other, and that is what makes the spawn really interesting. Also, although there's no villages or anything, any structures nearby, although I can see a villager outpost over there. But here you can see that we have some of the mountains biomes here, but this is not exactly what we are here for. No, this is not the actual mountains that I'm going to talk about in this video. That's going to come later. But here we can have a first look, a first glance at these mountains biomes. They look really natural compared to those other mountains. You can see that these mountains have slopes. Yeah, not cliffs, but slopes all around. And these mountains also have a lot of snow cover. You can see these are pretty much snow blocks. Not just snow layers, they are covered in snow blocks. And in some places there's also some powdered snow. You can see, I guess, right around here, this is powdered snow. And powdered snow is basically a different kind of snow which you can actually sink into, and you can die of freezing if you are not careful. So you actually need to wear some kind of leather armor. So you can see that when I'm in this, you can see there's some freezing particles at the edge of my screen, and my FOV just starts decreasing. Okay, I don't like this. I absolutely don't like this. You actually sink inside of this powdered snow, and actually to prevent yourself from sinking, what you need to do is you need to wear some kind of leather armor. I guess leather boots would do. So let me just wear this just like that, and let's walk on this, and you can see that I'm not sinking. Also, I can also look underneath this thing which is a bit weird. Anyways, so this is look of the new mountains biome, and these mountains biomes also have some sub biomes. Oh, okay. It seems like I'm still shivering. I don't know why, but my body seems to shake. I don't know why. Okay, I'm still shivering anyways, but you can also see that there's some buggy looking textures going around, because these trees generally should not look white. These should look somewhat green, but you know, this is Bedrock edition and we have lots of bugs. Probably because of a bug I'm still shivering, and these trees are still white. I don't know why. Let's just leave those bugs aside. Anyways, in this version we also have the cave features, but we have already seen some of the cave features inside of Java edition as well. Now these caves in Bedrock edition are pretty much the same, so we can just simply ignore and move ahead in the direction of, okay, let's say we are at spawn and we'll go towards, well, we'll go east, right? So we are going east from here. So you can see that there is our pillager outpost over there, which is not really interesting. And behind that you can see some more mountains actually generating. We will actually come to that later. But let's have a look inside of this pillager outpost. Pretty much average loot. There's a little bit of wood, there's some wheat, and there's some bottles of enchanting, and a crossbow. It's like an early game crossbow you can achieve. But what really is the actual thing is that in front of us generates some terrain which is absolutely the most crazy, super duper awesome, mind-boggling, mind-blowing, ginormous, gigantic. I'm out of adjectives. These mountains are just so tall that they just can't grow any taller. So you can see in front of me these mountains are slowly generating. They have generated, but these climb like super high above the surrounding terrain, and you can see that these are towering peaks, like really high. So if we just fly to the top of these peaks, you can see here that we have flat tops. Yeah, literally flat tops. So actually the Minecraft developers have coded this thing. I'm still shaking. The Minecraft developers have actually coded these mountains in such a way that these mountains can only generate up till 256, up till y equals 256. Although the height limit is all the way up to 320, it has been changed in Bedrock edition as well as the lower limit has been, lowered down to -64 because of the caves. But these mountains can't simply generate past 256, and these mountains were well set to actually do that, but the limits of Minecraft, they just couldn't cross it. And these mountains are literally the tallest mountains I've ever seen in this version of the game, which is absolutely beautiful. And this is not amplified. Wait, this is Bedrock edition. We can't have amplified worlds here. So this is awesome. And we can also see that we have some of the new ore generation. Yep, we can find emeralds all the way up to Y level 256. We can also find some coal here. We can also find iron. the new ore generation. Why am I still shivering? I just don't know. Anyways, is the seed only like this? I mean, does it just look beautiful, or is it even good for survival? Maybe it could be. Although, all right, so let's fly down these mountains. You can see if we fly back towards that village outpost over there, looking to the right, we have a village. Well, the only village in close proximity as it seems, but we also have a swamp biome in the middle. And here in the swamp biome, you can see that we have a witch hut right here. And that is something good because witch huts are also generally rare structures, and if you find one, it's actually a bit tough to find one of these in swamp biomes. But this could be useful if you were to make any kind of witch farms. Here's the thing, you can just make it right here. And also there's some more bugs. I can see these clouds are not generating properly. There you go. They fixed themselves. Anyways, flying towards this village, now you must be asking, why is this village interesting? And that is because this village has a blacksmith, and blacksmiths generally have pretty good loot. So let's just have a look inside. And we also have another sunflower plains biome, which I just saw here. There's more sunflowers. There's lots of flower biomes around here. So this here is our blacksmith, and inside this blacksmith, I have actually already opened the door and checked. This is the chest, and wow, we have some pretty good loot. I mean, talking about a starter Minecraft seed, I mean, we already have an iron sword, we already have an iron pickaxe, we have some obsidian, we have a couple of apples, just a little bit of food, and we have some armor for ourselves, and we can protect ourselves pretty much. And I'm still shivering. I don't know what is the problem, but here it is. This blacksmith pretty much sets you for surviving in this dangerous world of Minecraft. We just got ourselves a basic set of iron tools, which means you don't even need to create yourself wooden tools. You can just straight away get yourselves an iron pickaxe and an iron sword, and also an iron chest plate, which is pretty good. And basically that is pretty much it for this video. I have pretty much shown all that is there in the proximity to show you guys. So in the end, I would actually like to thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers. Let's now aim for our next thing, which is 1,000 subscribers. Let's just get to 1,000 subscribers. So what you need to do is simply go down and subscribe my channel. Click that red subscribe button so that it turns gray. It should never be red because red stands for danger. Do you want danger in your life? No. So go click that red subscribe button, and also leave a like for this video if you really like this seed. You could actually play this, you know, it is pretty interesting as I might have shown you. So leave a like down for this video if you enjoyed it, and in the end I would say that I will see you in the next video. Bye.